Hey guys, welcome back. Hector here. Welcome to the quickest path to profit. If you haven't registered yet for our webinar, I suggest that you do so now. And without further ado, we are going to begin by talking about the 5 emotions that you need to master in order to get more cases in your law firm. Okay, so we're going to start getting into the nitty-gritty of things. So let's talk about marketing. So marketing is born in the mind of the market. That's the only place marketing exists. So emotions and psychology are the core components of effective money-getting marketing. So marketing is born in the mind of the market. So the question becomes, what is the market? And I have never found a better explanation than Eugene Schwartz, who is considered one of the greatest marketers of all time. He has a fantastic book called Breakthrough Advertising. And I think that he said it best, and I will quote what he said here. He said, "A market is born the moment a private desire is shared by a statistically significant number of people large enough to profitably repay selling these people." So I'm going to repeat it again just in case you didn't catch that. A market is born a moment a private desire is shared by a statistically significant number of people large enough to profitably repay selling these people. Okay, so each person that composes of this market is driven at the most basic level by emotions and psychology. So everyone who is going to hire you, everyone who's going to become a case for you, all these people are driven by emotions and psychology. So these instincts that they have, all of these things that make them do what they do is driven by the emotional part of their brain. Okay, so it's just chemical releases in their brain, and ultimately what we're talking about here is emotions and psychology. So that's where we begin. So in this first section, we're going to explore the psychological triggers as well as a series of mindsets that you will need to acquire to build your foundation. So having the right mindsets and understanding the psychological triggers is what's going to drive all of your marketing. And even if that sounds really complicated or whatever right now, it's not. In just a moment, you're going to see how simple this really is. All right. So if you're a little bit confused right now, don't worry. Hang on with me. This is going to be very, very simple for you now, because all you need to keep in mind are 5 emotions. All right. The building blocks are 5 emotions that you need to generate to create world-class ads in your law firm. Okay. Keep this in mind, because at the end of this series, what I want you to have is world-class ads where you become the premier law firm in your area. So this is very important stuff, guys. So the order of the emotions that you need to generate, there's a certain order, and there's certain emotions that can become powerful if you put them in the right sequence. So this sequence that I'm about to share with you, it's the sequence that you go through when you buy anything. When you hear it now, you're gonna be like, "Gosh, yes, of course. This is what we do as humans when we buy anything. When we buy a car, or in our case, when they hire us, when they hire a lawyer." So these are the 5 factors that influence your prospects to choose your law firm. Number 1, curiosity. Number 2, empowerment. Number 3, possibility. Number 4, urgency. And number 5, value. So the first emotion that anyone goes through when hiring a lawyer is curiosity. Your prospects need to feel curious. You've never bought anything in your entire life without having been curious about it. So the first step that we need to focus is in this, and creating that curiosity, something that strikes a nerve or generates a response. Later on, we're going to show you ads, and we're going to show you things of just how we do this. We're going to show you examples for personal injury lawyers. So The first step reaches into the mind of prospects and speaks about his or her pain in vivid detail, in a way that makes them feel like we tore a page right out of their personal diary, and they must have the answer to the problem. They must have the answer from you. So this is what we call the foundation. Okay. So the second thing is that they must feel empowered. Okay. This is where a ton of lawyers go wrong, because most people walk around not feeling like they know how to pick the right lawyer. They don't feel secure when choosing a lawyer. Most people ask things like, how do I know I'm getting the best deal? How do I know you have, my best interest in mind? Okay, how do we know this? And while they wait on you for the answer to these questions, they're on to the next lawyer, right? It's unfair, but we all do this. So how do we overcome this? This is where you have to establish your leadership platform, okay? You have to be first in mind before any of your competitors. And we're going to be talking a lot more and teach you in exact detail in our upcoming webinar and in this series. Okay, you need to be more consistent than anyone else and be top of mind before anyone else. And while you do that, you have to empower all of the people around you. They must have that feeling. Okay, so you have to become the obvious choice in their minds. So how do we do that? You give them tools, you give them knowledge. You give knowledge to your prospects, and it educates them. This is what we do with our clients. We have a follow-up system for our lawyers. We have a follow-up system where we consistently educate people, right? Say they got injured or whatever. We consistently follow up with them, and we give them that feeling of empowerment. Because I'll tell you what, no human being wants to admit that they've made a wrong decision, right? So we want to give them those tools to feel empowered. We want to make sure that we are the experts, that it is a smart choice to choose us. The third emotion is possibility. They need to see the possibility of you, the lawyer, helping them, even before actually helping them. You have to help them imagine how much better their future is going to be because of working with you. And this possibility has to feel real to them, right? This third emotion is very important. And again, we're going to dive really deep into all of these things in our upcoming videos and in the webinar. And the fourth emotion is urgency. There has to be a reason they need to do it now. You must install a sense of urgency in someone. Okay, so we have ads to trigger in many ways action right now in the moment. And of course, we're going to be sharing a lot of those with you here. And the last emotion they must feel is value. Everything boils down to value. It's that feeling of, yes, this feels right. This is my lawyer. This is the guy I have to hire. So when you get that good feeling inside and all of these things align together and they say, yes, you are my lawyer, that's what we want to create every time as a system. All right. So when customers feel right at the value stage, when you've incorporated all of these emotions, they will follow through. They will hire you. All right. They're less likely to cancel from you or go to someone else. Okay. Because they understand what's involved and they know it's right for them. So all these emotions must be felt in sequence. If they're not, your advertising is going to fail, right? You will not get the results that you want, and you will not attract the ideal customers that you want, and you will ultimately not achieve your goals. If you do, however, harness those emotions in sequence and channel them in your sales process, you will possess in your hands the crucial determining factor that will convince your prospects to choose you. Okay? So, quick recap. I know this video was a little bit longer. 5 emotions: curiosity, empowerment, possibility, urgency, and value. Right? In our next video, we are going to start diving into the fundamental problems that you're having in your law firm that is not allowing you to generate more cases. Okay? And in our webinar, we're going to teach you how we are using all those emotions, and we're using a technology that is allowing us to be everywhere to everyone, so they hear our message first before anyone. Okay, we're grabbing everyone's attention before anyone else in your local area. So you want to keep staying tuned in this series, The Quickest Path to Profit, and I'll catch you in the next video where we're going to be talking about the 5 fundamental problems that are keeping you stuck. You know, if you've ever felt that invisible ceiling where you just can't quite get past, you know, your next income goal, you're going to love our next video. So I'll catch you on the other side.